Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Mansions have always been the symbol of being elite and royally rich. Would you be ready to take one if they are giving it away for free? Purchasing a mansion is an expensive affair. The maintenance alone on them is not cheap at all. But do you know that there are mansions nobody is ready to buy even if it is free, or you could make it yours just for $1? Most mansions like these are either difficult to maintain or need relocation. Some houses are so remotely located that it has become extremely hard to sell them on the real estate market. Such celebrity hideouts and A-rated lifestyles are not for all, which is one reason why all these expensive mansions are available but no interested buyers, even after slashing the prices in half or offering to give it away for free. Check out these 10 mansion listings from around the world which are too good to be true but have no buyers. Number 1, Renault Loma. Renault Loma, a historic Upper Peninsula estate with the most expensive log cabin in the world, has been on realtor listings on and off for years. The property, which is located in a very remote place, is facing a tough time getting any buyers. The property was originally listed for $40 million, but years went by with no offers. They slashed the price to $19.5 million. Its remote location, weather, out-of-date interiors, and restoration needs are all reasons for having very few interested buyers. You get 415 acres of property and house and a mile of the shoreline with this property. It is a 26,000 square foot log cabin and farm with a total of 13 buildings. It has a pool, orchard, and even a wind turbine. It is a very spectacular property owned by Tom Baldwin. The house has a 24-foot high ceiling, a wine cellar, and a hot tub. It was one of the most viewed properties on Realtor.com. Even though they got some interested parties, none of the deals went through. The owner took the property off the market and slashed the price to half of what he was expecting the property to sell for. Number 2, Linwood Hall. Linwood Hall, a house filled with fascinating secrets and much tragedy, has been on and off market for several years now. Located in Elkins Park, Pennsylvania, the mansion was built in 1897. It is one of the largest remaining neoclassical revival architecture from the Gilded Age. The house was built in 1900 for the industrialist Peter A.B. Widener. It cost him $8 million to build the mansion with 110 rooms. Widener lost his eldest son and a grandson in the Titanic incident. Only his wife Eleanor escaped. Later, after Widener's death, nobody in his family wanted to take the responsibility of maintaining the house. The house was sold for $130,000 in 1948. The last owner was a secretive leader of a Korean church who intended to declare it as a seminary to reduce property tax but failed. The real estate agents say it takes around $3 million to $7 million annually to carry out maintenance. Number 3, Aubrey Lewis House. Aubrey Lewis House in Montclair, New Jersey was up for sale for only $10 when it was listed in 2017 one final time to attract buyers. The catch was that the buyer had to move it somewhere else. The council even offered a $10,000 move-in bonus but still could not find buyers. The 4,000 square foot Victorian mansion was expected to attract a lot of buyers because of the price tag. It was never sold, and the city council had to demolish the place. The reason it never sold was that whoever was buying had to move and relocate the house to somewhere else, which will be a very pricey bill. A buyer would need $200,000 extra to move the house and more charges to buy a plot nearby. The neighborhood lost a beautiful and historic mansion to pave way for a cluster of homes in its place. The 110-year-old mansion was an architectural mansion that sat on 2.7 acres. The place was home to an all-American athlete with his wife and 5 children. Number 4, 4-bedroom house in Jordan. A Minnesota homeowner is selling her 4-bedroom house for $0. The house was inherited by Copeland from her grandmother in 2011, and the owner is looking for a buyer who would buy it to preserve its history. This house has to be relocated because of a zoning issue. It is going to cost $50,000 to move the house and $150,000 more for repairs. Copeland's grandmother was then the first female mayor of Jordan. She moved here in her 80s. The owner says that the architecture is pretty outsider, and there is no old-era charm inside the house. She mentioned that the house has orange countertops and designs from an era when nobody had any taste. Up until the death of the previous owner, the house was used as a storage unit as there was no electrical and plumbing. Copeland considered making the place into a complex, but the property was between a hill and highway, which made it impossible to have a parking space. She is selling it for free, but cannot find an owner whom she could trust to keep the building intact, preserving its history. Number 5. Tudor-style homes. Tudor-style homes in Boston, Edison, Detroit were listed for $1,000. Unbelievable? These mansions with 7 bedrooms, 69 windows, and an indoor fountain are all owned by the city in a widespread abandoned area. They were listed in the building Detroit home auction that the city is hosting for houses starting at $10,000. The homes need extensive repair to be done on them to make them a livable place. Tudor-style homes here were made in the 1920s in the historic neighborhood of Boston, Edison. It has boulevards, spacious lots, early 20th century houses, and huge mansions. The mansions here are 4,200 square feet but are in dire need of extensive repairs. These colonial and spacious houses need electrical, plumbing, and more repairs. The city is hoping to sell 400 homes through auction. Number 6. S.K. Pierce Mansion. The S.K. Pierce's Victorian Mansion 1875 has always been a source of some spine-chilling stories for the buyers. The mansion, built by Sylvester Pierce, a chair manufacturer, is apparently haunted by ghosts as claimed by 6 mediums and paranormal experts. The mansion inspired many movies like The Addams Family and Psycho with its ghoulish charm. Several paranormal researchers have certified it as haunted. The place belonged to Sylvester K. Pierce, who was a South Gardner chair manufacturer. The mansion took 1.5 years to build with 200 men working around the clock. The house has a tunnel leading from the basement towards his chair factory. Many owners kept the haunted story going so that they could maintain their privacy. By 2015, the Dark Carnival acquired the property. They run a circus-themed haunted attraction. The intent is to revitalize the area and restore the place to its former glory. The mansion has also been featured in Thomas D'Agostino's Haunted Massachusetts. Number 7. Villa Maggio. Frank Sinatra's hideaway in Palm Desert has been on and off the market for 14 years now. It is named Villa Maggio after his character in From Here to Eternity. The experts think it is not getting a buyer because of the middle-of-nowhere location. Frank Sinatra's secluded retreat is a 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom, secluded retreat. It is cozy and wood-shingled. This rustic charm is now available in the market, but they could not find a possible buyer because of the remoteness. The house was first listed in the market for $3.95 million and has been on and off since 2014. The house is a 3,880 square foot main residence with a full kitchen, bathroom, fireplace, and deck. The entire property opens up to a breathtaking mountain view and has a helicopter pad. Sinatra lived in this hideout for almost 12 years where he welcomed only his A-list friends. Number 8. The Victorian Folly. The Victorian Folly, 218 feet high, is finding it hard to attract buyers because of the towering nature and 330 steps to get to the top of it. The building is the world's tallest building with unreinforced concrete. The tower has a 6-foot-deep swimming pool. The structure was owned by businessman and entrepreneur Paul Atlas. The house offers incredible views. The 14-story tower house is one of a kind. It was built in the 1880s. The windows can be removed to get the furniture in and out of the house. The best thing about the tower house is that the tower makes €35,000 income a year as it is used by emergency services and 2 mobile phone providers. The property was first listed in 2018, but they could not find a buyer after 45 days of listing. Paul's grandfather lived on the 14th floor since 1995 and raised his 2 kids in this house. Number 9. Bubble Palace. The Bubble Palace in France has hit the market after the death of the owner. This place, even though not listed as a historic monument, has specified the new owner cannot make any change after purchase to the basic structure of the house. It is the most expensive European property. This most surreal property on the face of the earth is the best retreat during the pandemic. The place overlooks the Bay of Cannes. It was owned by Pierre Cardin, a renowned haute couture designer. It is a 29-room villa in a bubble style which spreads out over 6 levels. It has a 180-degree view of the Mediterranean. The Bubble Palace covers nearly 13,000 square feet. The place has a panoramic lounge, swimming pools, and an auditorium that can seat 500 people overlooking the bay. Number 10, Updown Court. Updown Court in Windlesham, Surrey, was on the market for €75 million 6 years ago. It is yet to find a new owner as buyers believe it to be too expensive to maintain a 103-bedroom house. It is now under Ireland's National Asset Management Agency. It is one of the most expensive houses in Britain. The place has defaulted on a mortgage of $50 million. The mansion is set on 11 acres of 58 acres of land with 24 en-suite rooms and 5 swimming pools. With no buyer in place, the maintenance increased to €1.5 million a year. The owners have spent almost €30 million on renovation. This neoclassical mansion in Californian style was built in 2002. It was once owned by Prince Sami Gate of Egypt. The house consists of a 50-seat cinema, a bowling alley, a squash court, a panic room, and 3,000 bottles of wine in the wine cellar. The original Updown Court had survived a fire in 1987 when a tree fell on it and ruptured the gas line. The place was later acquired by 2 investors who eventually went bankrupt. The house is currently under the National Asset Management Agency of Ireland for failure to pay the mortgage.